Hey, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to this 45-minute powerful flow yoga practice. This is still a beginner-friendly practice, so parts of it might feel a little bit more athletic or challenging than you may have been expecting from yoga. I'll offer lots of options along the way so you can find the thing that feels best for your body. And honestly, as always, if the thing that feels best for your body is just like taking a break, having a sip of water, hanging out longer in a more restful pose, it's the most yoga thing you can do. So I completely support that. So this practice is kind of focused on cultivating strength, especially through the legs, the glutes, and the hips. And there'll be a couple of moments for some light, low impact cardio, which is ultimately a ruse to make the strength part a little more challenging. So we'll like bop around on our mat and like do some jumping jacks or some marching in place or something. And then we'll do a more focused strength-based yoga set and just observe how that feels. So a little bit of a map for where we're headed. There'll still be a nice warm up and a nice long cool down with the savasana at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. If you'd like to follow along to the playlist I shared below, I'm going to press play on the playlist right now. We don't have to be perfectly synced up on this. It's just kind of a vibe to guide you through the practice. And let's get started in child's pose. Bring your toes to touch. Knees open as wide as feels good. I should have told you this earlier, I'm sorry. If you have 1 or 2 yoga blocks, they might be useful. If you don't have yoga blocks today, grab 2 water bottles, like something that you could kind of rest your hand on that's sturdy-ish. And if you don't have that stuff, don't worry about it. We'll make it work. So child's pose. Toes touch, knees open wide, fingertips crawl forward, heart melts down. Start to take some big, slow breaths and invite your body to relax. Notice the quality of your breath. Maybe this is the first time today you've on purpose noticed what your breath is doing. Observe the way it feels to welcome breath in through the nose and allow it to travel all throughout the body before escaping out your mouth. Let these breaths be as big as you'd like, inviting a sense of spaciousness and ease to the body. And see if you might allow your fingertips to soften, your elbows to heavy, and the space just behind your heart and your upper back to release just a little more. Let's take 3 more breaths here. No rush. Good. When you're all done with your 3rd breath, press yourself up into tabletop pose on all 4. Start to find some organic movement through your spine that feels good. This might be cat and cow. This might be a wag of the hips from side to side. Maybe it feels nice to draw some circles with the hips, kind of sprinkling in the cat and cow motion. Give yourself several big, deep breaths here just to observe the way it feels to be in your body. Notice what might feel like it's getting a little stuck or it's holding on to some tension. Good. A couple more rounds here, checking in with the spine, the hips, even the low back. Good. When you're ready, come back onto all 4s. We'll find some thread the needle, start to open up through the thoracic spine. Bring your left hand to the earth as you breathe and reach the right arm up high. And as you exhale, right arm comes under the bridge of your left arm. Let your right shoulder, side of your head rest on the ground. Breathe here. If you'd like to intensify this sensation just a little bit, push the back of your right hand into the ground and slide it further away from you. Notice how that creates a little more opening across the top of the shoulder blades. One more big breath in. And breathe out. Press your left hand into the mat. Inhale, right arm up high. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale back to center. Let's do that on the other side. Right hand or maybe your fist comes to the mat. Inhale, left arm high. And exhale, tuck the left arm under the right. Thread the needle. Continue to breathe here, sending a sense of spaciousness and ease to any spots where you're feeling tension or resistance. Good, one more big in-breath, filling all the way up. And a big breath out, emptying completely. Right hand presses into the mat. Inhale, left arm up high. And exhale back to tabletop. But now this is the place where your blocks or your water bottles might be nice. I'll use one block and one water bottle to show you what I mean. So we're in tabletop, blocks are underneath your hands. Step your right foot forward. Might feel good to have your props on the inside of your foot for a little more space, or you could do one prop on each side of your front foot. And we're just going to start to find some movement here, experimenting with lunging forward and then pulling the hips backward and straightening the front leg any amount. It might feel good. You might like walk the props back with you like stilts. See how it feels while you're back here to tuck or untuck the back toes. One might be more comfortable for you. And as you straighten this leg as much as it wants to right now, actively flex your toes back towards your shin. Notice any sensations through your hamstrings, through your low back and glutes. And then with your own breath, we're just gonna move between these two shapes, inhaling to come forward, dragging the heart forward and up. And exhaling to bring the hips back. Maybe the front toes pop up. Move with your breath. Let's do 3 rounds here. Notice the feeling of your feet against the ground, how steady and stable you can feel even though your whole body is moving. Good. And when you've finished up your third, we'll transition to the other side by stepping the right foot back to tabletop, and then we'll just step the opposite foot forward. So left foot is in front now. Same thing on this side. As you inhale, drop the hips down, lift the heart up and forward. And as you exhale, let your hips fall backwards, maybe walk your props back towards your hips, pop up the front toes. As you continue to breathe and explore these two movements, notice the quality of your breath again here. And just continue to observe sensations through your body, places where your body's making contact with the ground. Those are 2 tricks that can help you feel more grounded, whether in a yoga practice, if you're needing a little more grounding, or even just in life, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed or frazzled. Noticing your connections to the ground and observing sensations with your body can be a helpful way to come back to the present moment. Good. When you're done with this last round, come back into a tabletop position, both knees stack under your hips. You can set your blocks off towards the sides of your mat. We won't use them again for a little while. Spread your fingers wide, walk your hands about a handprint forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Invitation to pedal out the legs here. If you have like a little down dog routine you like to get into first time you're here, go ahead and find that now. And as a kind of a theme or an intention for practice today, I invite you to be thinking about both strength and softness. as we practice. So I told you up top, this is like a strength class. We're gonna focus on getting strong. And while that is true, there are gonna be spaces within each pose where you might invite a little more softness, whether that's energetically or physically to your body, or maybe like mentally and emotionally that resonates with you. So as we breathe through the rest of this practice together, I invite you to notice the strength and the softness in every single shape we take. Take a big breath in, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk your feet up behind your hands, and then find Ragdoll Pose. So feet are wide, knees are bent, split your head, dangle down. Find any movement that feels good here. Maybe some sways side to side. You might enjoy twists. Maybe a chest expansion is calling to you, interlacing the hands at the base of your spine, and then lifting your fingers away from your body. Take about 2 more breaths here. Maybe you imagine that all the stuff that was stressing you out all day is just trickling down your spine, pooling on your mat. And like for good measure, you wanna like swoosh it off the mat. We don't need it. Maybe just me. Good, release your fingertips back down towards the ground. Bring your feet a comfortable distance apart, whatever that looks like for you. Bend your knees generously, lift yourself up to stand with control. Amazing. Find a standing position at the front of your mat. Bring your palms to touch at heart center, and let's just take a moment to ground ourselves standing for the first time today. Shift your weight forward and backward in your feet. The option to close your eyes or find a soft gaze downward. Shifting the weight forward and backward. Shift the weight from your right foot to your left foot and back. And then find equal grounding through both feet, equal grounding through all parts of the feet. Continue to breathe here. Lift the inner arches of your feet and notice how trying to do that turns the legs on. Continue to follow that line of energy up your body, squeezing your glutes, hugging the front of your hips in like a corset, hugging the belly button up and in. As you breathe in, take a big breath. As you breathe in, reach your arms up high. As you exhale, palms to heart center. Good, inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, bend to the right, grab for your opposite wrist or forearm, and then rainbow up and over. Good, inhale, center. Exhale, switch the grip and bend to the left. Nice, inhale, center. Exhale, W your arms, find a little back bend. Think more about spreading wide across your collarbones than bending backwards, and lift your heart up like it's connected to a string. Nice. Inhale, mountain, reach up high. Exhale, fold forward with soft knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank and pause. Plant your palm shoulder width distance, step straight back. Keep breathing here. If you're someone who likes to just be moving a lot, there's something to be said for stillness, but it's okay to find a little rock forward and backward here. And in this first high plank, we're holding, we're breathing. Think about using all of your legs to support you here. Hug the belt buckle, you're wearing that really cool belt buckle, up towards your heart. Spread your fingers even wider, push the ground away. Take 3 breaths here, you can do it. Can you soften the face, soften the jaw? Good, one more big breath in, you got it. Exhale, lower to your knees, then lower with control all the way to your belly. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Inhale, Cobra Pose, peel your heart up and forward, loop your shoulders up and back. Exhale, lower. Let's do 3 more of those Cobras here. Inhale, drag your heart up and forward, back of the neck is long. Exhale, release down. Inhale, Cobra. Pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. Exhale, lower. Last one, big breath in, Cobra Pose. And exhale, lower. Inhale, tabletop or maybe high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's flow through twice now, matching breath to movement, starting to warm up the body a little bit. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, travel to meet your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain, push your feet down, strong legs. Exhale, palms to your heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, strong side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to the left. Keep your core tight and strong to support you. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, W arms, lift your heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank. Option to stay holding the plank or lower down to your belly for Cobra. Inhale, Cobra pose if you're taking it. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tabletop or high plank. And exhale, everyone back to down dog. One more time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Follow your breath. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, mountain. Exhale to the left. Good. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, W arms. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank and hold or lower all the way down. Inhale, optional Cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tabletop or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Good. Now grab a sip of water if you need it. We're going to move into the slightly more energetic part of this practice. And for the people taking this class live, I just realized I sent you a 30-minute playlist, not a 45-minute playlist. So I'm sorry about that. You might repeat some songs to make this playlist long enough. It happens. And if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, Abby, I'm taking this class on the internet and the playlist is fine because I fixed it. Future Abby fixed it. All right, we're all watered up. We're all just remembering that we're humans. We all make choices and mistakes. All right, and now is when we're gonna start our first little cardio moment. So I invite you to find something that feels good in your body, that is just moving your body. So maybe for you today, this is like some slap side to side. Carl is doing an epic dance on the other side of this camera. I truly wish you all could see it. Yeah, maybe you're like doing a little wiggle. Yoga doesn't have to be so serious. It can be fun. Maybe you're like, these are nice. I'd like to maybe find some marching in place. You can lift the leg up as high as feels good. This could be slower than I'm doing. Maybe you're a butt kicks person and you're like, take me back to high school gym. I loved that time. The uniforms were so cute. We're just getting our heart rates up. Another option here is jumping jacks, another physical education classic. And if this is a little more impact and feels good on your knees, you can get a lot of the same motion just by stepping out. We've got high kicks in the room. Carl, you want to get up here and teach this class? He does. All right, Carl's going to join us. Just kidding, he's not. All right, we're still going. You've got about 30 more seconds. There's also this option, which is what I call hype girl at your own concert. And all of these things, just like FYI, if you're having a really stinky day and you're like, I'm actually in too bad of a mood to do a yoga video with Abby, you could just flail around your room like this. I bet kids would be really into this. You could all just have a like flailing, get the bad energy out party. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Face the front of your mat. We're going right into one leg mountain. Grow roots through your right leg. Lift the left leg up. Hold and observe here. You might choose to stay here. Right ankle might be a little wobbly. It's all good. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Make your lifted leg so strong. If I tried to knock it down, I wouldn't be able to. Turn on your core. Make your spine 1 inch taller. You can keep staying here. If you want to move on, take a breath in, reach up high. Exhale, standing figure 4 across your left ankle over your right knee. Sink your butt back. It's a stretch and a balance. Good. Keep your spine long, your heart lifted. Notice any messages that the right glute is sending you, like, oh, hello. What I'm saying. Inhale, one leg mountain, come back to center, joining those of you who chose to stay. As you exhale, find a twist. Right hand comes to the left thigh, just for a little support, and reach your left arm back. Any amount, doesn't have to be a big twist. We're just experimenting with changing the center of gravity and noticing what changes. Whew. Are you breathing? Good. Inhale, come back to center. Last one. As you exhale, curtsy squat. Send the left toes back and off to the side. You might choose to rest the toes on the ground. For more of a challenge, keep them lifted. Stay here. Keep breathing. Use hamstring and glute strength. Keep your spine long. Core is on. Inhale, one leg mountain. Come back. Exhale, step backwards to high crescent lunge. Left foot steps back. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Move left hip more forward, right hip more back, and put a strong lunge into the front leg. Press down equally through both feet. Fire up your back glute for stability. Inhale, reach up high. Option to stay and hold, or for a little more, as you exhale, find W arms and just bring this left knee to barely lift off the ground. Good. Inhale all the way up, straighten both legs. Exhale, W arms and this double lunge with the left knee. We got 2 more. Inhale, rise, both legs are straight. Exhale, double lunge. Last one, you got it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, double lunge, W arms. Good. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Bend and straighten into this front knee as you need to. Continue to breathe. We're looking for heel to heel alignment, or maybe heel to back arch. Your back toes might be pointed in slightly. Some people will tell you hips have to square the long edge. It's okay if your body's just not like built, it's a lot. What's important here is that both legs are working. Push your feet down, hug them towards each other. Send your arms out long at your side, gaze over your front fingertips. Can you lift up through the crown of your head? Take a big breath in here. Exhale, extended side angle, resting the right arm on the knee. Bring the left arm up high. You can do whatever you like here, but this is an invitation just for a little extra shoulder opening. As you inhale, reach the left hand overhead, bicep by your ear. And as you exhale, bend the elbow, kind of like those W arms, and open your chest to the sky. Inhale, reach. And exhale, open. Do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale, so strong. Inhale, reverse triangle. Come up, straighten the front leg. Big reach up, push your right big toe down into the ground. 1 more breath in. As you exhale, all toes point to this long edge of the mat and swoop yourself down, wide leg forward fold. Toes are in, heels are out. Option for a twist here, bring the left hand or fist onto the ground. Inhale, peel the right arm up high. And exhale, back to earth. Inhale, lift the left arm. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, lift halfway, find a long spine. Exhale, lunge towards the front of your mat, framing your right foot. Inhale, high plank, step back. Choose to stay, or as you exhale, you might lower down to your belly. Inhale, Cobra Pose, strong upper back. Exhale, lower, good job. Inhale, tabletop or high plank, push up with strength. Exhale, down dog. Now walk your hands back towards your feet, walking the hands back, back, back. As you're ready, come up to stand. And we are starting part 2. We're gonna do all that on the other side, but first we're gonna make ourselves more tired. So grab your toddler if you're in the room. Actually, I'm sorry, that child wasn't a toddler. He was almost 4. So please tell him I'm sorry for saying that if he's still here. But just start to like flounce around. If you are listening to the music, you might be like, this is kind of a fun little moment. The point is, I can't see you. And if this feels like a moment where you might be able to let loose a little bit and like make yourself laugh, that's a good medicine. You should stick with it. Maybe you're going for like hopping around at a Taking Back Sunday show vibes. Just another little insight into my life. Good. Carl, I love what you're doing and I wish everyone else could see it. Good. So maybe you're like, you're marching, you're stepping, I'm not gonna skip in place. I'm making all the lamps in the house rattle. Whew. Are you getting out of breath? If you're not, keep going. We're about 30 seconds more here. We're like wobbling around, wiggling. I can't believe I'm doing this on the internet. You guys, somebody come get me. You're here just for 4, for 3, just for 2, and 1. Face the front of your mat, right away into one leg mountain. Left foot stays grounded, lifts up through the right leg. Observe, how does it feel? How's the left ankle? There's no shame in staying right here. There's a lot of core strength, a lot of leg strength, a lot of balance right here. If you want to move on, grow roots through the left foot, lift up through the crown of your head, inhale, arms high. Exhale, standing figure 4, cross the right ankle over your left knee. Right toes stay flexed back towards your shin, active foot. And reach back, kind of like you're reaching for a chair that's just devastatingly too far away, but you won't fall. Good. Long spine, hug the core up and in. Inhale, one leg mountain back to meet our friends who stayed here. As you exhale, a twist of any amount, left hand can come to the thigh for support. Use your hand against your leg to pull your chest up and proud, and then see, using the strength of your core, what space might be available to twist. Good. Continue to breathe. I invite you to notice where you could soften, even though everything works while you're trying to balance. Inhale, come back to center, one leg mountain. Last little push here, you got it. Exhale, curtsy squat. This time, sink your butt back, right toes come behind you. They might rest on the ground, they might lift. Find something that's not moving on the floor in front of you. Send all your breath to that space. Hold steady, you got it. Whew, all right, inhale, one leg mountain, you got it. Exhale, step back to high crescent, step back. Good, just take a minute to be like, thank you, legs. You do so much. And then bring your hands to your hips. Right hip more forward, left hip more back. Lunge into the front leg. Adjust the back foot so it's in a position where it can help stabilize you. That might be further apart width-wise, further apart length-wise, closer together. Inhale, reach the arms up high. You could stay like this, or as you exhale, lower the right knee to hover. Find those W arms, double lunge. Yes. Inhale, everyone straightens both legs. Exhale back to the depth of your lunge. Maybe that back knee comes down, maybe not. 3 more, inhale. Exhale, double lunge. Awesome control. Inhale, lift. Exhale, find strength, find softness through the face and the throat. Last one, inhale, rise. Exhale, double lunge. So good. Inhale, both legs long. Exhale, warrior two, windmill open. Whew. Sometimes I'm like, wow, Abby, the classes that you plan are tough. So go, all of us. All right, set yourself up on this side to be successful. Hopefully the place where you're practicing doesn't have like a mirror right in front of you. As someone who used to practice with a mirror all the time, I would find myself trying to like do a more impressive version of a pose. Maybe even without a mirror, you're kind of holding yourself to that same internal standard. Could you shift your attention to what your body wants to do today? It doesn't mean anything about you as a person, good or bad, but yoga teaches us to respond in the moment to the messages our body and our mind are sharing with us. Take a breath in. Exhale, extended side ankle, rest the left arm on the thigh. Right arm might come up. Invitation here for that same opening movement. We were doing this on the other side. Another variation you might enjoy is putting your hand behind your head, inhaling to open, and then exhaling to kind of turn inward. They're working different parts of the shoulder. So maybe you try both and see like which kind of opening feels like what your body is asking for today. Keep the back leg working and the front leg, even though we're resting for just a moment. We're resting part of the body. Good, take one more round of whatever you're working with. Good, inhale, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle. Both legs are straight. Pinch the front big toe down into the mat, reach up, up, up. And as you exhale, all toes point inward towards this long edge of the mat and swoop yourself down, wide leg, forward fold. Invitation to find a twist here. Maybe you're interested in some side to side little lateral movement. Anything that sounds good to you here. Good. Return to center, even out your sides. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge to the front of your mat. Last little push here. Inhale, high plank. Option to stay or lower down as you exhale. Inhale, Cobra Pose, optional. Exhale, lower with control. Inhale, strong press up to tabletop or high plank. And exhale all together back to down dog. Good. Meet me in child's pose here. Toes touch, knees are open wide. Use this moment just to check in with yourself the same way you did at the very beginning of class. Notice how your body feels. Observe your breath. Now that we're a little warmed up, can you intentionally direct your breath to the spaces in your body that could use a little more spaciousness or ease? Invitation to just kind of rock your forehead back and forth against the mat. Nice little eyebrow, forehead, third eye massage. Good. Now, you can stay in child's pose as long as you'd like. If you want to move on a bit, we'll rock forward into Sphinx Pose. Legs are long behind you. You can take a wider position of the legs for more support. Arms are like the number 11. Spread your hands wide. Let this be active. It is still work. Relax through your legs, through your glutes. Push your hands into the ground. Push your elbows down and then drag them back towards your heels. Notice that shift in sensation. You could stay like this with this gentle back bend. You're also strengthening the whole back line of your back here. If you're looking for a quad stretch, bring your left arm crossways across your mat just to help you brace. Bend the right knee. And it's like a little twist. You're just grabbing for your foot if it's accessible. Maybe you're like reaching for part of your pants. And then you can gently return your chest back towards the earth, or maybe you're staying in a little bit of a twist in order to reach. If you're still gonna stay in Sphinx pose throughout this, you're welcome to stay static and continue to hold, or maybe try some dynamic Sphinxes where they're kind of like press ups. You come down, press yourself up, come down. It's up to you. If you're taking the quad stretch, let's get the other side, coming down gently. This time, brace your right arm crossways on the mat, bend the left foot and reach with the left arm for whatever is accessible. If you chose to stay in Sphinx, it might feel nice to revisit Child's Pose here, giving your low back a little bit of a release. About 3 more breaths, wherever you are. Gently release a quad stretch on the other side, and together we'll press ourselves up onto all fours, and then have a seat on your butt. Send your legs out in front of you, much wider than your hips, as wide as feels good. Rest your hands on the earth behind you, keeping your chest lifted. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, drop your knees off to one side. Inhale back to center. And exhale, drop to the other side. Start to just invite a little flow between these movements. Keep your toes flexed back towards your shins so feet are active. If this feels good on the hips and you'd like a little more, you might add a little bit of a reach. So as you go to one side, reach your arm, adding a little bit of a twist to the upper spine. Something else you might enjoy is kind of adding on to that reach, adding a little lift of the hips, like a scoop and a push forward, only if that feels good on your hips. For those of you who have taken this class before, the lifting of the hips feels a little bit like stargazer, a shape we like to practice together. Take 2 more on each side, whatever version of this little dynamic hip mobility thing you're working on. Good. And next time you come back through center, send the legs long, give them a little wiggle, spaghetti legs. And we'll find a big seated fold. So remove any flesh from underneath your butt so you can feel your sit bones rooted down. Flex your toes back towards your face. As you inhale, reach up high. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, draping your chest forward. If your low back is really tight today, bend your knees so you can reach your arms underneath. Give yourself a little hug, resting the forehead down. Invite some big, slow breaths here. Letting the body know the work is over. It's okay to rest, release, and surrender. Gently roll your way back up to a seat. And with control, lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Let your left leg go long, hug the right knee up and in, breath here. As you exhale, find a twist, guiding your left leg across your body. Arms open up wide to the sides. Breathe and relax here. Bring the right leg back to center, give it a hug, and then trade it out for the left leg. Left leg hugs in, right leg goes long, breath here. And then as you exhale, twist the other way. Deepening your breath even more, finding a softness through the whole body. Bring the left leg back to center, give it a hug, and invite the right leg up to meet it. Find happy baby here, allowing your whole long spine to compress against the ground from tailbone to the top of your neck. You might grab for the backs of your legs or your shins, finding a little rock side to side, maybe straightening one leg and then the other. Anything that feels unfinished for you, allow yourself to finish it here. And when you're ready, hug your knees into your chest, pull yourself into a teeny tiny little ball, big breath of air. And as you exhale, unwind into your final Shavasana. Legs can be however feels best. You might do human starfish. You might do broken bridge with feet on the edges of your mat and knees knocked in. This is nice support for the low back. Or to invite a sense of opening to the hips and energetically, feet touch, knees open. And as you release all effort here, give your body permission to relax. Notice if you're holding anything back. Take a big breath in. And with your exhale, allow it to release. Letting go. Inviting stillness in the body and a soft, focused attention of the mind. Continue to breathe as you rest here, noticing sensations through your body, noticing the sense of groundedness and being held by the earth beneath you, and cultivating softness. I'll wake you up in just a couple minutes. If it feels good to rest like this, please stay as long as your time allows. If you're ready to be guided out, start to deepen your breath. Slowly bring movement to the fingers and toes. Easing yourself into a big full body stretch. Make a point to acknowledge your efforts here, to give yourself credit for showing up, for sticking with it, for listening to yourself, for finding both strength and softness all throughout our practice. Roll onto one side, press yourself up to a tall seat, any way that feels okay to you. And we'll close our practice with 3 big breaths together. Draw your spine long and tall. Inhale, reach the fingertips up overhead. Maybe look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, like that, big breath in, reach up high, stretch. Exhale, ground, find softness. Last one, biggest breath of all. Tuesday, what day is it? Exhale, let it go. Lift your thumbs to your third eye center. Drum up just a couple more drops of gratitude here for this body, this practice, this day, this life. Bow in gratitude to each of you. Thank you so much for sharing this practice. Cool. Thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed our cardio flailing. I think it's a new sensation that might just take over a nation. I'll see you next week with who knows what we'll be doing. But thanks for coming. Take good care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon.